They thought burning down my house would make me join their little HOA club. What they didn't know is that I literally wrote the municipal fire codes they just violated. I'm Marcus Thorne, standing in what used to be my kitchen, holding the legal binder that sent my HOA president to federal prison for 8 years. 6 months ago, this was our family's dream home. My kids feeding chickens every morning, fresh eggs on the table, laughter echoing across 2 acres of inherited farmland. Today, it's a pile of ash and the smoking gun that exposed a multi-million-dollar fraud conspiracy stretching across 3 states. The smell of wet charcoal still clings to my clothes like a ghost. I'm sipping coffee from a thermos because brewing anything is tough when your kitchen is a crater. But Brenda Kensington didn't count on one thing. When you try to torch a code enforcer's house, you'd better not leave evidence behind. Spoiler, she left everything. FBI raids, handcuffs, the full justice buffet. My name is Marcus Thorne. For 25 years, I've been the guy cities call when a neighbor builds a deck without permits or runs something shady in their garage. Municipal code enforcement officer, the rulebook police. My wife Elena is a high school principal. Our teenage twins, Dakota and River, used to think I was the most boring dad alive. Until this story, they were probably right. Our home sat on land my grandfather farmed back in the 1940s. When the subdivision grew up around us, our 2 acres stayed grandfathered, chickens, vegetable garden, workshop, wraparound porch, and all. Every morning I'd sit out there with coffee, listening to roosters while Elena tended her herbs and the kids scattered feed before school. It was peaceful. It was ours. And it drove someone insane. Enter Brenda Kensington. Platinum blonde hair that never moved, white Lexus always spotless, yoga pants more expensive than most people's rent. She'd moved from California 6 months earlier, expecting her investment protected by community standards. Our chickens, garden rows, and workshop clutter didn't match her Pinterest-perfect vision. Her first visit came with homemade cookies and a warm smile. "Welcome to the neighborhood," she said, even though we'd been here 15 years longer. She handed me an HOA application, just a formality. I thanked her, explained our property predated the HOA by 3 decades, and politely declined. Her smile flickered. Week 3, certified letter about property values. Week 6, anonymous complaints to the city claiming our agricultural activities violated residential zoning. That's when things got interesting. I've spent a quarter-century memorizing municipal codes. I helped write many of them. I pulled out my binder, highlighted Section 12. 3. 7. Agricultural grandfather clauses for pre-zoning properties. Chickens legal. Garden legal. Workshop legal. Everything legal. Brenda wasn't deterred by facts. Complaints kept coming, 17 in 1 week. Illegal chickens, unpermitted structures, commercial vegetable operations, noise. My desk at work became buried under her precise handwriting. Then I spotted it. Multiple reports falsely listed our property as a commercial farm operation. Filing false municipal reports is a Class C misdemeanor. $500 fine per incident. Knowledge nugget. Always read complaint forms carefully. One lie can turn harassment into criminal charges. That night, Elena found me at the kitchen table, surrounded by code books. "What are you thinking?" she asked, setting down fresh coffee. "I'm thinking our new neighbor just made her first big mistake." The complaints escalated into a full compliance blitz. Identical phrasing, submitted at exactly 8:47 a.m. Details only visible from our property line. Brenda started wellness walks past our house with other HOA wives. 5 women in matching athleisure, phones out, photographing our coop like war crime evidence. I filed a formal complaint against her with the city attorney, documenting every false statement and harassment pattern. The city inspector, a rookie, walked our property with me, code book in hand. Chickens legal. Workshop permitted. Garden personal use scale. Every violation marked unfounded. 24 hours later, a bright yellow, no violations found, notice was posted on our gate, visible from Brenda's living room window. She stormed over, face cycling through unnatural reds. "This isn't over, Marcus. There's more than one way to solve a property problem." The threat hung like smoke. That evening, Elena noticed more cars slowing in her driveway, strangers with phones, curtains twitching. I dug into Brenda's background. Real estate licenses in California, Arizona, Texas. Pattern. Holdout properties refusing HOA membership developed mysterious problems. Fires, floods, condemnations. Then sold cheap to developers via shell companies she listed. This wasn't a pushy neighbor. This was a professional. She launched social isolation. Flyers about unregulated agricultural chemicals near children. A Facebook group exploding with edited photos of our compost pile labeled rodent attractant, our rain barrel mosquito breeding ground. Pressure hit our kids, empty seats at lunch, friends not allowed over. I counterpunched, found 3 active code violations on Brenda's own rental duplex. Unpermitted additions, outdated electrical, blocked fire exits. Filed complaints using her own wording. Fines hit $2,400. Tenants got relocation notices. She confronted me in the Walmart parking lot. Some problems can't be solved with paperwork. Marcus. Accidents happen. House fires, gas leaks. Witnesses heard every word. Then came anonymous calls asking my patrol schedule. A man in a pickup asking Dakota if I was home. Poisoned chickens, antifreeze in their water. Security footage showed a figure at 3:17 a.m. A teenage boy from an HOA family confessed. Paid $200 by a platinum blonde woman in a white Lexus. That night, Elena and I realized we weren't dealing with harassment anymore. We were dealing with organized crime. At 3 a.m., I found the HOA's original incorporation documents, an emergency property acquisition protocol, allowing forced sales if a property was deemed a community threat through municipal partnerships. Signed by Councilwoman Patricia Webb, Brenda's former business partner in California, never declared as a conflict of interest. The pattern matched her past cities. Target holdouts, manufacture crises, force buyouts, flip for profit. Shell company Willowbrook Development LLC incorporated 3 months ago, targeting our parcel and 2 others worth $1. $8 million. They weren't trying to make me join. They were trying to steal the land. I called in favors. Investigative reporter Jake Morrison, property rights attorney Carmen Rodriguez, forensic accountant Tom Morgan. My workshop became a war room. Timelines, financial flowcharts, relationship maps. We built 3 attack vectors: criminal referral for conspiracy/arson/fraud, civil suit for interference with property rights, ethics complaint against Webb. Brenda escalated. Fake burglary to destroy evidence. Insurance claim mismatch police report. Emergency HOA meeting to vote on acquisition. Diesel-soaked rags near our gas meter. Rental trucks circling at 2 a.m. Thursday night, I evacuated the family under a fake weekend getaway story. Jake and I watched from an abandoned barn with night vision cameras. At 2:17 a.m., 2 professionals arrived with gasoline cans and timers. Foundation corners, workshop walls, electrical meter. They left after 47 minutes. I called in a suspicious chemical smell report. Fire marshal confirmed. Professional arson setup meant to look accidental. Perpetrators arrested at a diner. Cash. Burner phones tracing to Brenda's account. She was caught fleeing at the interstate on-ramp, laptop full of timelines and communications. By morning, arrests, headlines, CNN/Fox/NBC requests. Councilwoman Webb resigned. FBI launched broader probe. HOA dissolved acquisition protocol. Issued public apology and $25,000 restitution. Brenda fast 17 felonies. Conspiracy. Attempted arson. Guide fraud. Unterstadt enterprise. 8 years federal prison. $2. $3 million restitution. Webb got 4 years state time and lifetime ban from office. 6 months later, our new home rose from the ashes. Solar panels, upgraded security, rebuilt porch. Insurance paid $425,000. The HOA became a voluntary social group under Elena's coordination. Block parties instead of fines. Our story sparked nationwide reform. Homeowner Protection Act testimony. Enhanced penalties in 3 states. 47 states introducing HOA legislation. Thorne versus Kensington cited in 23 cases. We planted an oak where the old house stood. Neighbors brought soil from their gardens. New chickens, justice, liberty, freedom, hope, cluck contentedly again. Last week a call from Phoenix. My HOA wants my vegetable garden gone. I found your story. Can you help? Elena laughed as I packed the code books. Here we go again. Road trip to Arizona. Because the fight for home and justice never really ends. It just moves to the next neighborhood. Have you faced HOA harassment? Share in the comments. Your story might help someone else know they're not alone. If this gave you secondhand rage or sweet satisfaction, hit like, drop your take below, and subscribe for more weekly HOA chaos. Because sometimes David really does beat Goliath. You've been watching HOA Stories, where entitled Karens get a reality check. See you in the next one. House with Garden Fire.